Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
Good afternoon and welcome to yet another edition of this program in the newsroom. My name is Osbc. There is growing anxiety following the recent spike in terror attacks after the 2023 general elections and cash crunch that destabilized the nation's economy. The Catholic Bishop of Sokoto, Most Reverend Matthew Kuka, has urged the President-elect Bola Tinubu to tackle nepotism and religious bias before embarking on fulfilling any project. And loan apps on Play Store will no longer have access to their users' contact or photos from the 31st day of next month. This came as the federal government says it will enforce the latest policy by Google to curtail the evasion of customers' policy by loan app firms. So these are the issues we are taking a look at on today's edition of this program in the newsroom. You are welcome once again, and the team is set as usual. I have sitting closely to me Smollett Adito Shishitwala. Belamuma, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, our host, our friend, our younger brother.
Thank you, sir. Sir Falipe, Papa 70.
Thank you very much. My will I call it, what will I call it now?
A bro.
No, not even a bro. I'll call him my colleague.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are
colleagues.
So thank you, my colleague.
Except that there could be senior, there could be junior.
No, we're just talking about colleagues now.
Okay. You should not qualify it. Larry Badawski, you are also welcome.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here again.
You are retired, but you look very much as if you are still in active service.
I went very early. I joined the group very early.
Where maybe you are
I'm
still...
10 years in retirement, you know.
Virtually.
I was a pensioner.
You may be in active service elsewhere.
In other places, yes.
So maybe we should not go a bit
deeper.
No, he until Babangida shifted the retirement age to 60. It was 55. So maybe when Larry joined the service, he had zeroed his mind. I won't stay here long.
Interestingly, we were thinking just 10 years. That one will just get out. Not knowing
okay, let's go straight to
but you are a retiree.
a decade old.
Okay, let's go to the issues at hand. There were a few days after the general elections. Some people felt that perhaps those era had gone for hell, but we are still having them now.
I cannot go forever. I mean, no, it cannot go forever now. It will go forever later on. Because the terrorists only try to master their game. You know, policy was brought in and it shook them, took the sailor out of their wind. But they have gone to, you see, our criminals, they are always ahead of our security people. When it should be the other way around. The Nigerian criminal is always ahead of his national security. This is what is causing it. So it wasn't as if they were, when the cash crunch, the policy came and there was no money anywhere, they had to re-strategize and see what, so the law was as a result of reconfiguring themselves, recalibrating their operation. And so it is up to our security services no longer to sleep and think the game is won. It's not been won. The criminal is always a criminal. So we have seen the boom. Well, it will make Emefiele think, oh, yes, I told them we needed this this policy.
That's one.
Yes. He will be thinking that way, but then the issue is that nobody says the cashless policy is not good. But its implementation, why must you put terror? Why must you put pain? Why must you put unnecessary struggles in the life of an average citizen?
Okay, sir. Relative calm in the build-up to the election. Is it because the politicians were throwing out money then, so they had more than enough?
No, not that. I think the kidnappers were human beings. They are part of us. And I think what they were doing at that time was, these two are trying to find a way to legitimize their earnings. I'm quite sure that some of them would have pushed out some of these funds they have on them onto the banks, so that they launder it. And at that time it can be very difficult. So they have to plan themselves very well. And they cannot be doing two things at a time. Kidnapping as well as doing all this, because that one was very tedious at that time. That was what they were doing. And after this has been the level now that you can invest the money and spend anyhow, so they're back in business. But to say that terrorism can just be ruled off with a river like that, it can't happen. It doesn't happen that way at all. Even in America today, it has not happened. It's only stemmed down. Because one day you just hear from somewhere that something happens. They are very smart. They are ahead of their own terrorists over there. We are not ahead here. But it can happen anywhere. So what we are witnessing right now, I think, is just telling the incoming president that you have a job on your hands to do.
Okay, incoming president has a job at hand. Larry, let's try and look at the figures of this terrorist attack. The worst it is Benue State, and unfortunately the terrorist attacked IDP camps, unfortunately. And what else will they say they were looking for from those that have been displaced already?
That's exactly my own thinking. A clear indication that there is largely political undertones in all of these attacks. Suddenly, it's not just in northwest or northeast. It was across the nation that all these things stopped. It was across the nation. As if there was a remote control used to say stand by or pause. So it is painful, but that is the truth. The terrorist attackers that went to the IDP camp killed people there. It wasn't as if they were kidnapping or looking for money. And it would have been a punishment for one thing or the other that happened in the political process.
People were killed.
That's what I'm saying, that something must be looked into in all of this. Honestly, like a young man said in Yoruba for the program, he said, "Tí noni tó bá noni, níṣẹ́jú gbani, tí gbani ò gbani, àfàìmọ̀ kó má jẹ́ pé noni ọwọ́ gbani ló ti jẹ gbà." How can you have people who are so, these people are not spirits, they are not ghosts, and they will go and get away and nobody is going to reprimand them. They will now say we are on the matter. On what matter? For years we have been on this, and that's like saying, okay, we have allowed you roll through your elections, but we are still here, so we must do your contention. We must be part of what you process and program for. That's the meaning. Another angle to it, there was issue of that cash crunch. There was a report that those bandits were actually on Kaduna Road giving money to passengers when that money was going to lay waste. But all of a sudden, the crisis is like, is it corruption that fought back? The money is back. It is that money they used to buy ammunition. But when they have it stashed somewhere in the bush, in the forest, they couldn't use it then to buy anything. They were helpless. They also purchase arms. It's not as if they get it for free. But unfortunately, that money is back in circulation. They are in business all over again. We need people to really tell us, because these are not regular army. If they call them ragtag, that is the truth of it. They cannot have the sophistication of getting equipment like the Nigerian army should be able to get. But suddenly they go, they walk away. If you recall Dapchi those days, Dapchi, they drove into the town, packed those children, and they drove back and brought them back. And no arrest, no. Look, if you are in a country where Gumi spoke with them, pictures were taken, people have to explain certain things. You must know the interest of Bani in this matter.
Okay.
Because money is still beating us. That's what they have come to tell us.
I'll still come to you. Delama. In Samfara, we learned that a DPO and 2 others were killed. In Niger State, 50. Borno, 29. Ikorodu, there were kidnappings. In Osun, we also had our own share. One native, traditional, whatever, lost his life, unfortunately, and perhaps one of his wives too. Why is it coming up? And simultaneously, if you ask me, everywhere at the same time?
Yes, it is all because they just want to tell us they are still in business. The strategy was to calm down. As I said, they watch the situation and profess their own solutions. And their solution is to, don't forget, all these people, criminals have a way of linking themselves, just as we good people have a way of linking ourselves, linking up ourselves.
Law-abiding people.
Yes. So they might, a kind of truce was what they introduced. Let's see how the elections will go. As I said a short while ago, they are also Nigerians. They have their own interests. They have who, if they had the opportunity, they will vote for. Who they don't like, they have all. So they needed to watch out. Let a kind of assumed peace be on the land. But their needs have not yet been granted them, so they will continue to be fighting. And that's why they had to go all the way to an IDP camp. Bad as it is, it tells you something, that these people are not lying low. They want to fight with the last breath in their being. They have become a set of criminals who don't bother whose ox is God. They are defiant and they are defying. It's unfortunate that the federal government has remained very helpless and helpless. Very unfortunate. That's why our security is not being able to. But we have a new administration coming. But it's not going to be Uhuru yet. But I think for once maybe we'll move into the realm of real security-oriented people who have the knowledge, who have the capacity, who have the understanding. Whether we will have to go for mercenaries and what have you, we will have to determine it. Because we can't keep on staying. Look at the analogy, Yoruba analogy, Larry drew a short while ago. In the presence of Bani, the man who is supposed to be your redeemer, the beater keeps on beating you. And so it means there is a nexus between the beater and the supposed defender. And who suffers? It is the Nigerian, the average Nigerian like one, who suffers. It's very regrettable, but it's the reality we are living with. But we can only hope.
When we talk about necessary connection between the oppressed and the oppressors, what about the role of fifth columnists, either within the security agencies and even among we Nigerians, those who are benefiting directly from this lawlessness?
I want to believe one thing. These criminals, bunch of criminals, they're political party on their own. The political party on their own. You don't recognize them. Everybody may not recognize them. They're a political party on their own. What they are doing now, they have, like someone said, they have a nexus. They link each other. You see the wave of terrorism just starting now. You see that they link each other.
Restarting.
Restarting. What they are doing now is that you have not got what you want yet. That's what the statement they are telling you. You have not got what you want yet. And until you get it.
It's lucrative, so why would they
It's not the money. It's much more deeper. It's deeper than what we are looking at. You are talking about the money you are talking about. No, it's deeper than that. I said it on this program sometimes that somebody once told me that in the thick forest of Zambia, that the kind of mineral resources that we have there, that's been tapped by these people, is so enormous that they will do anything to protect those resources. Can they do it alone? There are some funding parties pushing them on to go and destabilize the country. When they stabilize them, they need to remember to come to that Sambisa. They don't need to take over Sambisa from us. I'll make so much more from that Sambisa. That's one. Two, politically, I think they have got what they want from this last election. The results would have come back, but it would have been as devastating as we have right now. Going to IDP camps and things like that. They are just telling whoever is coming, no matter what party is coming in, that look, you're still here.
No matter the other party.
No matter the other party.
That is.
They are waiting for you. They are waiting for you, and what we have been doing in the past, we are still on it because you haven't got what you want yet. Maybe when you come, you want to negotiate with us. Fine, you have said go and negotiate with them. Over what?
How many will
you negotiate with? No, maybe I said that. Maybe what they are doing saying is that we are still around for negotiation. We are waiting. If you are not ready to negotiate, this is the kind of terror we are going to unleash on you, this nation. And that makes the job of the president. We have in civil society are also part of this banditry. Sometimes some people are arrested in a war. This is a war in Osbc State. And they are yes. And they confess to they are part of the metropolis, part of the system. And they are the ones giving these people information.
In a war.
In a war. And so these are the kind of things that we're talking about.
The attack on
the
Catholic Church.
They are not even the Catholic Church. In Akure, one I'm talking about, they kidnapped one prominent Akure citizen. And that's why the whole thing started. They captured about 4 of them. And 3 out of the 4 were saying that one is even a organizer. Monitoring the movement of certain people. So they are within us. These are the people called bastards amongst us. Who will give them information as to what this one should go after, and things like that. So until we are able to pinpoint all these people and deal with them, they are still going to overcome this fight, this war that we are on. The war will still continue.
Okay, Larry, if you consider the population of Nigeria, the level of poverty, unemployment, and what have you, all these things that are making life unbearable to an average Nigerian, will people go into crime or criminality?
Well, the system has placed a lot of Nigerians as victims of divergent necessities, because once help is not coming from anywhere, you beg. When you beg and it's still not coming, you won't watch yourself die. You at least try to do something. That's when people talk about survival of the fittest. You are agile, you are all, but no work to do. You ask for even labor work, they are not giving you. You can't watch yourself die, and you beg, you do everything. So those divergent necessities are there. And like the good book, the Bible says, the idle hand is the workshop of the devil. So that's one thing that is convenient, that you can conveniently sell to them. Like, okay, is it feeding? You won't have a problem. Is it accommodation? We will house you. They will say it's in the forest. Well, so then they conscript, they just move them in, and that's it. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's in every level of criminality. You see young people even here who will just go to a site where people are building and say, okay, bring something. And they went on the first assignment, you got 5,000 that day just for 1 hour terrorizing people who are on construction sites. And the law agencies are not doing jack about it. Do you understand? If you go, they will tell you, just give them, let them go. They are miscreants. You begin to wonder, is it the same country they are in? So it allows a level of criminality to happen when the system does not appear to rein in people who are doing that. But be that as it may, this particular issue, I want us to take a very holistic look at it. It is deeper than we think. They are foot soldiers for a particular group of people. Across not party, across party lines, across ethnic lines, across religious divide. They operate as a coven. Okay, guys, sit down, let's watch them. They will sit down. That's when you don't see activities. And when they come out, know it that they have the express approval of those who are their puppeteers. They are puppets in the hands of some people who are holding the strings. And until we start to see it that way, for instance, I could recall there was a picture of the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, who is a state governor, with people they call bandits. Now, if they want to even do a peace meeting, they carried AK-47 to that so-called meeting with a representative of state who wanted to give them money. Now, if you are paying criminals to stop crime, are you not making it a thriving business? It happened in Kaduna State, it happened in Katsina State, and the governors were involved there. So you begin to wonder, where do you now separate? Zamfara too. Where do you now separate those things? Now, the angle you put to it, let's look at Zamfara for instance. Zamfara has gold. And for Mustafa to refer to some of those states, that it is mineral resources that is actually the core crisis. It is not particularly, and funny enough, that's why you see some people saying, wait, if the oil of the East belongs to Nigeria, why doesn't the gold of Zamfara? And that one, it's within them, they know it. Some people have the politics of who owns the gold. And if each time there's a transition, they will always have problems. Because it's the governor, de facto, who is in charge of those stores. But these are things that people would have to agree on. When they want peace there, a little bit of semblance of peace, they will say, okay, all mining should stop. Everybody will go back and say, where else do we go? That was when people had an influx to Osun here. A lot of those people from north were from Zamfara. They came to Osun, Itagumodi, and the rest of them, because they already know about the little technology they use to get it and sell to those who will buy immediately from them. But when their own mines were closed, they were looking for places where they could do that. So a lot of things deeper than we think. And if we really want to solve that problem, we must have a serious sit down and discussion of the matter.
Before we leave this topic, as long as we continue to have these social and economic challenges, can we ever have peace?
You've struck the nail on the head. You see, they are together. They are not mutually, how do I put it, exclusive. They are an integral part. When somebody is poor, the tendency is for him, if he has not been fed with the word of God seriously, if he's poor, yes, if he's poor, he goes in for the king. It doesn't matter. You see, the spirit of man is desperately wicked. Ab initio, it is there. So the average human being doesn't think about his next neighbor. He thinks about himself first. And you guys have a saying, when fire burns you and burns the child, it is not the child you take care of. You take care of yourself first. So that's the human nature. So as long as you have, for what you have said, it is plain truth. We were not as bad as this in those days. 20, 15 years ago.
When life was...
Yes, everybody could get. Yes. But the situation has gone terribly bad that the lazy ones amongst us will just say, okay, there's an opportunity, there's an option, we go for it. So until we are able to get back to the 1980, 81, before the 90 years days, when everybody, he had work to do, he had something, and the cost of living was not very high. With 50 naira he held in his hand, he could eat a good meal. Today you hold 10,000, if you are not lucky, the kind of food you get is all these many things. The real food that will make you energetic, you will get. You want to cook soup. In fact, a piece of meat, the butcher sells it for 100 naira. It's not bigger than this. I got to know of it when my little girl was going to school, and I said, what is this? It only lay me 500. This one man can
because you eat at
yes, I eat at home.
Okay.
So that is a very, very strong correlationship you have. They can never get it right if we don't begin gradually to make sure that the human being is taken care of.
Well, we move to the next topic now, and that is also one of the pieces of advice the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto, Most Reverend Martin Kika, is offering the President-elect, Bola Tinubu. And is also advising him, so I am starting with you, that the President-elect, when sworn in, should tackle nepotism and religious bias before any other thing.
Oh, well. I would say it's a tall order, but it's achievable. It's achievable. See, when you start a cabinet, and you start a cabinet with what people can say is a kind of cabinet that is well structured, people begin to believe in you. That's the beginning of the whole thing. But when you start a cabinet, lopsidedly, people tend to say, this man cannot do anything. And that's where the problem starts again. So, Matikuka's approach towards addressing Tinubu is a very sane one. Very sane. But I want to believe that before Tinubu starts his, putting his cabinet together, you have to be careful with what he says. As soon as he takes over, if he takes over, he has to be very careful.
Why if he's taking over?
No, because of
the matter is in court.
No, it's in court, but we are going to
So you are right. You are right. If the matter is in court,
they are saying that we need to allow one.
The matter could not be
said this,
before.
so he will be sworn.
Yes.
So now there's some people already doing hellfire and storm that this man will not take over. So that's why I said that. Now, but
must not be afraid of that.
One thing I will say is this: he must be very careful with whatever he says now.
Okay.
Even his words too could connote nepotism. His words could connote tribalism, could connote disunity. So that's and that's why what he said when he was calculating, what was that? At 80. He was congratulating somebody at 80 recently. I think he was saying Adebanjo, yes. And he said, I salute your courage. That word, honestly, when he said I salute your courage, I was happy about him saying that. Because something, it shows that this man does not harbor hatred against Adebanjo. Even if he has it in his own mind, he has not shown it. And that's around the diffuses.
Statesmanship.
Yes, statesmanship. That diffuses a lot of tension around there. That okay.
Even the man waging war against him,
see that and say, but this comes from that. So that's why I want to say, what Matikuka says is should start from Tinubu's utterances, his demeanor,
and the press statement released on
his behalf. Yes. But courts.
That's what we should check more.
Yes, these are the kind of things that would allay the fears of people about the incoming government. And when he was talking about, again, about ethnicity and religious bias. You see, he has a Muslim ticket.
Okay.
And that's one thing.
That puts him at
a very long day, a very serious angle. And now, he too, plus some deputy to his own vice, must start thinking seriously about what they say in terms of religion. He was very, very careful not to say things that would upturn the apple cart. And so that's why I agree with Matikuka. But when some people within the presidency were replying Matikuka, I just thought it was unnecessary. Very, very unnecessary.
Must they talk?
Must they talk? Because he wasn't addressing them anyway. So what they are
mentioning his name.
When Matikuka said should address nepotism and religious bigotry or something, they were thinking he was lashing back at them. I think you have not done it, but incoming president should look into that. That's what is dividing us. That's why maybe they should have replied. They should have replied. You don't have kept quiet. Let it pass. How many weeks more?
Reverend Matuka also said that all the criticism was for Nigeria to be a better place.
Yes, I think to that extent,
Mr.
the one need to have let it pass. How many weeks more?
So they are just putting up the policy.
Yeah, this is the policy.
Larry, I read through the Easter message, because it was this advice came from the Easter conference there. I want you to note it. Misuse of power by the political class created conditions for violence in every election. Politics is a clash between right and wrong. To what extent do you agree?
To a very large extent, and I'm happy you got to that, because just talking about nepotism and religious balance is not enough. Even INEC itself reprimanded its official in that state. So you must have seen a lot of things that played out in that election, and he spoke about the 2023 election in that message, you know. So, and that goes a long way to tell us that deeper than just that advice is like telling the incoming president, come let us anew. That is not as if that was the best of elections that brought him in, but the best thing to do is to make the best out of any bad situation. Make best of friends, call people together. That's the aspect I had also criticized in the time of the past administration. And like everybody has said, I begin to wonder why people don't look back and see that you have seen other people who hold those offices in the presidency, they have left the place. And the advice he was given, I think the basic thing that the incoming administration could do best is to also shop for the best in all they do. I give it to Obasanjo. He might have been whatever garrulos, autocratic and stuff, but he picked a team that is hard to fault. There is a Kosili, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. They are not regular politicians. The additionals of this world. Additional is doing well at African Development Bank, but I mean, these are people in his cabinet that he picked. So it's like when you look for the best, you don't look.
Additional was picked by.
It started with Obasanjo.
No, Additional came in.
Additional,
Yeah.
because good luck.
Yes, yeah, and that came in, and but your point is valid.
Very clear. As in, those ones are the ones that you can proudly say, yes, these are part of us. These are people that you can credibly say they have. They know their onions and they are doing well in their calling line. If we have that, and of course, I strongly believe now it should always be merit, because that's what has been lacking. That is what has been lacking. They don't put merit into appointments. It should be by merit, because a lot of things are so bad now that it is only people who have the know-how who can always get over the tyranny of the flesh. Professional politicians believe that is where they can make money. But those who are probably professionals in particular callings have other means of their own personal livelihood. It is service. People who want to come and serve Nigeria and people we expect to come on board now. And that starts from their credentials. Not people with Oluwole coming on board and say we are expecting the best.
Not the number of votes you can deliver.
Yeah, no, even the votes. When you deliver votes, you have done that in the realm of politics.
Yes.
And of course, when it's coming to political gain, who cares who wants to tar the road from Ibadan to Ilorin?
As long as the road
gets built. So the person that will stand as the official of government must be credible enough to ensure the work is done. So if you are the contractor that gave the votes and you got a job, forget that you will get a job that you won't do now.
Okay,
it must be done.
We have delved towards that area. But Reverend Father Mati Kuka is saying, before any other thing, nepotism and religious bias.
Yeah.
And I know you are a grammarian. Politics is a clash between the right and the wrong.
I don't take that very, very seriously. That's the aspect I don't. Politics is not supposed to be a clash.
It's not supposed, but it is.
We're in our land. In our land.
Yeah.
But you see, all that he said. Yes, all that, you know, he comes from Kaduna State. So Kaduna State has been known for this.
Is he
Sokoto?
He's from Sokoto.
No. He's a bishop.
Okay, so he's a Kaduna. Okay.
And this southern Kaduna, northern Kaduna, he knows what he's saying. He understands it. That's what I'm trying to put across. So what he's trying to tell Tinubu is that we shall judge you by your first few appointments. I believe that Tinubu should be able to hit the ground running. By the 15th of June, he should be able to send his list to the National Assembly, so that by July, we will have a new administration. He must hit the ground. That is what a Lord Bishop is telling him. By us, you don't just go and pick people who are your senior brothers, friends, not on merit. They are just people who you know. I know. We have suffered this for 8 years. And I'm happy that the Tinubu man said it from the onset.
So it's going to go after competence.
Competence.
He said it.
Competence. Yes, the Constitution allows you to pick one minister from every state. But don't go and pick a minister because...
he delivers votes.
Yes, no. There are other places like board, etc. that you can put these ones. The average politician who is not very well learned, it's not the type you must go and put as minister. A politician is a politician. He has got you votes. Yes, there are some other places, jobs you can give them. They could become contractors, but they must effect, they must,
overnight contract.
yeah, they must do the job.
I remember one old track now. Remember?
Yes.
You can see that I'm not so, I'm not a small boy.
That song was by and when he died, you were active.
Okay.
When he died. No, not when he watched that record.
But to have known that track.
Of course. No, you're a journalist.
These days, you know that track. They play it back.
Okay.
Don't let us
go to that.
go into your age. You are growing up.
Don't worry about that. Don't mind it.
You have that. I'm offended.
Yeah.
I said the man knows he has suffered it because of where he comes from, and because of the nature, because he's a southern Kaduna man. They have oppressed this set of people over the years. So he should be able to tell Tinubu that. And I am also going to watch critically the first set of...
The first steps.
Yes, he takes. The SSG he appoints.
Okay.
The chief of staff he appoints. Those ones are freely given.
Okay.
You don't have to go to National Assembly.
Now,
see that, and then we know that...
For me, I want to start watching Tinubu from now, like I said earlier on. Every step he takes, I'm watching him closely. But I want to tell you one thing.
But are you also watching where he's taking a rest? Are you watching him?
That one doesn't concern me. Yes. No, wait. For now, he's not the president yet. So you can take his rest
you said from now you are watching.
No, in steps.
Okay.
But I say something like that.
Yes.
Now, but let me tell you one thing. One thing I should tell you is this. Looking at his antecedent in Lagos State, you see this man as somebody who has an eye for the right thing in the right place, who has an ear to the ground like a journalist and a nose in the air. Now, but what he's going to do as a president is quite different from Lagos State.
Yeah. No,
quite different, yes.
This is a different thing.
It's a different kind of fish entirely. So now, for what he has done in Lagos by picking the Igbos, the only people he didn't pick in Lagos maybe the Hausas.
And Nigerians are more sophisticated.
Yes, things have changed. Things have changed now. So, and I think the man is savvy enough to know that whatever he does right now from the very outset will determine his success. So I think he's going to be very careful. I give that to him. He's going to be very careful. But we also must watch him, because if you don't hold him accountable, he might derail.
I like the way he's not talking much.
Yes.
Now,
he might.
The man is a little bit garrulous too.
Yes.
But I like the way he's not talking much for now.
During the elections, like I said earlier on here, in one of our programs, he talked too much during the elections. But something that he said during the elections, I did buy it. But let me tell you, I think he has gone somewhere now to hide himself. So that he wouldn't commit a lot of errors on ground. So, and whoever gave him that advice, I think he has been giving very good advice. But by the time he comes back, let's see what he wants to do.
It should be fresh.
Very fresh, yes. You are rested.
With ideas.
Yes,
I just know that he will not return to this country until May.
Larry, we are going to the third topic now because of our time. And I know you, among them, you are the youngest, no doubt about that.
Yes, okay.
So you should understand all this application and
Yes. Yes.
So that's why I want to start.
Oh yes, you are right. You are right. I am not savvy.
Okay. No, in the newsroom we are always truthful and we also appreciate our areas of strength and weaknesses. So Larry, before now you must have witnessed or experienced somebody calling you, telling you that so person, perhaps whom you have even forgotten, took a loan somewhere and refused to pay. Have you had that kind of experience?
I have. And
I think that is what this new policy intends to correct. Or it is one of what?
it is one of them, and I have a case on my hand too.
Okay, so it's even good we are starting with you. Let's hear
Good.
from that.
As I sit here before you, I was hacked into like that. And I had a choice of either agreeing to pay them or they will probably start calling people. I have, you see, when we had issues of this money transfer and
Is that not
stuff.
blackmail?
Oh no, I'm taking them to police station. They will get them. They must fish them out. Do you get all cash with C? I mean easy cash with K. All of these things will just come onto your phone. Okay. We were looking for pound pay, pay to make ease of transaction, especially for people who are selling on a daily. Yeah. And you don't want to start giving your account numbers to people. You must open one of these accounts. In the process of getting that done, one of them, who probably was the staff of another outfit, just underground, I just saw that, okay, I was doing business with one, somebody sent money to my account. I said, what is this? I can't reach them. I will be asking you for 16,000 for what? Is something wrong with you? Only for the person to tell me I've taken a loan of 24,000.
No, maybe
he said 16,000. I said, are you mad?
And charges.
Yes. And he said, in 7 days. I said, I need 16,000 for 7 days. You must be out of your mind. All of a sudden, I just kept quiet. But later I told them, I said, okay, you want, I'll send you money. After sending them money, I'll bring you trouble after. And you will get it. Because it's wrong. Can you imagine if they did that to a helpless person that cannot pay? They can start calling people and messing you up. At the end of the day, that guy was it was you know what happens? It's a syndicate. Another person, when I was not telling that girl that was first of all trying to, I said, don't chat me. Right. Don't use voice.
Okay.
Because I wanted enough conversation. I said, when did I enter into an agreement with you? How did you get my account number to send money? Show me the agreement where I agreed to pay you in 7 days. I will take 16,000 when you say I owe 24. I took 24. That conversation was long. All of a sudden, she just went off. Closed all that thing.
They knew how to
the next day, another person now said, I'm your new accounting officer. I said, you are welcome. So I took that conversation, different numbers.
Money with them, you have accounting officer.
So I did that and now told them, okay, send details of how you get the money. I paid. After paying, I now told them, this is my name, this is what I do, and there's trouble coming for you after the holidays. You have to do this Easter period. So you see, these things are crazy things that people are doing. And people are just watching. Imagine a helpless person falling into that.
We have many of them.
And every day they start adding to that interest. On a daily.
Money that you didn't take.
Money that they did not take, that did not request for.
But
you know what happens when you open your phone, when you are trying to use apps?
Different apps.
Different apps. This thing just come creeping. If you mistakenly click the wrong button on your own phone,
you are gone.
You are dead. And you can get, and it's like you don't have an office. Okay, you don't know. But I know the police will be able to trace them in such an instance.
We'll come to that. Jalaman, any experience?
Not personal, but I know that one young man, a sister radio station, they kept on as if he had taken, and that I was.
You are sure.
So I had to go meet it was everywhere. They would send message, as if that you were the real. I went to the young man and said, "Emma down alone. There's nothing like that. He must have fallen into their hand one way or the other. And so because the thing kept on running and running, and I had to tell his boss, and I said, I don't doubt you, but these people are disturbing me because they take me as if I was a guarantor. I think the matter has died down now for now.
Naturally.
That was the experience.
I want to take this my experience along with what you want to say. There was a guy who was an agent at Nigerian Port Authority, clearing agent. We had some businesses some 3-4 years ago. Suddenly, I got a message. I received a message informing me that this guy is owing, that I should try and see how I can settle. There's something struck me. How we are not so, since that time we have not had any. So how do you know that we are? Because I've seen certain things, maybe some information. I think that is the beginning.
You see, having access. Let me just treat that first. Having access is very easy for Nigerians now. There's so many hackers now. So many hackers, and they're professionals. They could hack into any account.
Because they don't have.
Then they can even hack into government accounts. They're talking about your own.
No, what about high-neck server now? They were told
they are asking every time. So there's many of them, they're professionals. And one of them was caught some time ago, who was confessing to the police that they have a way of doing it. That they have some digital process by which they go about it when they want to hack. And they can hack into any account, take money from any account. It's difficult for you to even trace. They do a lot of things like that. But what I want to tell you is this. I had an experience. Somebody sent me a message on my messenger that I owe so amount. I can't remember that bank you mentioned. When I saw it, I just started laughing. I didn't reply. I didn't reply at all. So after some time again, another person came, sent the same message to me again. I didn't reply. They now came on my WhatsApp page and posted something there. That's when I told them that you are playing with fire. That's exactly what I said. You are playing with fire. That's what I said. And the thing died down like that. So there's so many of them all over the place now. And there's so many people who don't even know, like Larry said, from left to right, who are opening OPay accounts, opening PAMPay accounts, just for them to...
And it's your phone number, it's your account number.
You are using it. And so that's the problem we have.
So you just add 0 to the account number, they have, I mean, your phone number, they have your account number, they have your...
They can always call you at any time and do anything with your...
It's a criminal thing.
So I've told everybody I know that don't go into OPay or PAMPay for whatever it is worth. Because you can run into a problem at any time.
Those holding that platform, I think some of them had been given pass mark, and I think OPay or Ome.
No, they're giving pass mark because right now it's just like initially.
I'll just say we advise them to be careful.
I'm not even telling them don't go there. That's what I'm telling them. Don't go there. Find something else to do. Now all of them that are giving them pass mark right now, sooner or later some of them will cry. So I know it's like they have done that in the past now. What do they call those people who are hacking them, who are taking money from you?
The MMM,
all those things. It has happened in the past.
Ponzi
games. It has happened in the past. It's still happening right now. And they're using so many means of doing it. They call them Chinese banks. That's what they call them.
So the invading into
invasion of privacy.
Privacy. That why
let me allow people
allow that in the first instance.
Let me allow people about this. When you are using your what do you call it? Your applications. Be very careful what you punch. Be very, very patient. Don't rush into punching anything. When an app comes up, watch very well before you punch anything. By the time you want to punch something, just pop up. And you want to punch something, you punch another thing. And that's where you get into problem. And if your phone has a problem, go and repair it. Don't use it at all. Because you are likely going to run into problems. That's why you allow people outside now. You should be very careful.
Larry, there should be sanctions.
Yeah.
NIT. I mean, when you hear these stories here and there, I'm sure many people watching us out there will have one thing or the other to say, but I'm not sure the security agencies, aspect agencies, are on top of this situation. Yes, you say FCC, but those ones are very much related to this Yahoo boys. Or are they the same? Are those doing this also Yahoo boys?
Thank you very much. I am happy for that particular one. It's unfortunate, it's systemic failure. Now, when our banks failed everybody in the last 2 months, you understand? People were looking for saving ways on where you can go to. One, you found it difficult to immediately give your banking details to to people anyhow because of the whole thing you are talking about. And so people were trying to look for places where you can have little transit cash so that you can move it freely and get money freely at that level for things. People want to buy a few things from your business place. Instead of looking for a POS terminal that you buy and just get an account so that they can pay into that one, you use it on your phone, you pay and pay bills from it. And these people now use that to steal into your system. Steal into your, some will bring, you'll be touching your phone and suddenly you see something like a spinning stuff that you touch something. Don't go there. Those are the places they enter your system. In some instances, you want to swipe and get it off, and the thing spins itself. Some will be trying to take it off your phone, and it won't go. It's not by accident. Go. You understand? You want to pay off your, that you want to move the
who should take responsibility? Is that not Apple Store?
So in some instances, you will now see that it's saying install, cancel. You are trying to move it off, it won't go. But when you now look, mistakenly you go and put install, that's all, you are online. Now, about 3-4 weeks ago, one of the regulatory agencies had such an incident. There was a lady that I think took a loan from some of these online microfinance, they call them. Some of them have CBN license to operate. Now, with that, they now get onto people's life, and suddenly they put the lady's picture to her family members that she has contracted HIV/AIDS and she ran away from treatment because of maybe 20,000 loans she took from them. So that agency was reported to, and now said a crude way. So those was now tracked them. So it's possible to track them, and I think I want to recommend tracking all of these people and getting rid of them. No, wait. The agency tracked them with that particular incident that was reported.
Security agencies.
Yes, like a regulatory agency of government.
Okay.
And now said they picked up the person that registered that he had over 200 young people with laptops doing this thing in a hall. Those are his workers. Those are the people that now call people and talk to them rudely and abuse their family and all. All of them packed in one place and fleecing people of their money. Because you tell somebody on a daily you'll be paying 1,000 or 2,000 naira on 10,000 loan because you have failed to pay up. It's all of these things, but they must be nipped and caught.
Okay.
Whoever, because there are big boys in charge.
Okay, because of our time, we are
our national, these are all part of the cyber crimes.
Yeah. But the cyber bullying too.
Yes, we have where Pantami is a minister.
But the time is said they don't have control over this.
No, they should have.
They should have.
And the National Communications Commission.
Yes, NCC. I think the last message I will have for our people is that when we are touching something and the thing is not going off, just shut down your phone.
Just to get into trouble,
don't get into trouble. Shut it down.
To get into trouble.
We won't be able to go further than this because of our time. So many things to say. We still have many things to discuss. But time is not on our side. Let me appreciate my colleagues that are in the newsroom. Smollett, Adeto Ishichwana. We appreciate your contribution and your timely arrival too.
Okay.
Sir Fadipe, same to you.
Thank you very much, and thank God for bringing me here today.
Likewise, we also appreciate your contribution.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So the program will be back tomorrow. My name is Abiodun Oladele. We'll see you some other time. Bye-bye.
Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to